it is what it is. Whatever it is doesn't want to leave me.
I know it's ongoing, and there's good weeks and there's bad weeks, isn't there? It seems like.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. So anyway,
Can you,
so I that's why I was a bit later because literally the physio is right next door to where the doctor is. So I whizzed in there and made an appointment there. But even then, I think I got that wrong. Anyway, we'll work that out separately.
no, that's okay. I appreciate you making the time to jump on this call today. So thanks, Joy. Look,
Yes.
um, is there anything in your mind that you can think of that's made this week a little bit worse for your knees? Is there anything? I mean, we mentioned about having good weeks and then having bad weeks. Is there anything particular that you're doing or that you can think of that's making it worse, or probably something that you're not doing enough of? Like, I'm not sure, like just standing and sitting for too long, something like that?
Yeah, look, I don't know because I feel I've got it balanced. Like Ket and I walked up for a talk that was happening in town last night, so we walked up to there, and not an issue. And even walking home downhill, which is usually what gives me grief, wasn't an issue at all. So, and like I said to Lecky, seems like once I get warmed up and get going, it's fine. But then during the night, I had a really bad night. So that knee in particular just ached and ached and ached. In fact, I got up and had to take some Panadol. I forgot to tell him that. Take some Panadol osteo because I just couldn't go back to sleep. It just ached and ached and ached. So it's just so random, and the exercise session this morning, I felt I was doing everything really quite well and quite easily. But then, and then I had the session with Lecky, and the knees, as soon as because I stopped the activity, it's like it seizes up, and I couldn't straighten my leg. so Lecky's saying there might be something underlying there, but we don't. So that's why I've got to go and see the doctor. Because he and the fact that the pain that I was having when they put me on the prednisone and then I had the ultrasound, that feels like it's not coming back, but I've got the same kind of aches that I had then, and I don't want to get them back worse again. So anyway.
I thank you for
but
that.
Sitting here now, my knee's fine. So it's bizarre. Yes.
Yeah, well, thank you for the update on that. I've put some notes in for Lecky as well. I'll have a call and discussion with him a little bit later today, so I'll pass through any notes that you might have or anything that you might have missed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can tell him I've got the appointment on Thursday anyway, early in the morning next Thursday.
Okay, appointment next Thursday. Alright. Yeah, no problem at all. No, well, I'm sorry to hear that the nights have been quite difficult for you and you had to result in taking some Panadol for the knees.
Yeah, it's just frustrating anyway.
Yeah, it does disrupt your sleep there, so... Alright, how would you rank your sleep out of 10? 10 being really good, 1 being not so good?
Look, I'll probably give it a 6 or a 7. I mean, it's not... Like, I'm not awake for hours.
Okay.
I just have to check. It's just that every time I try to turn over, whichever side, because my left knee hurts as well. So I said to Lecky, I have to kind of get up onto my elbows to lift myself. I can't just use my legs because they hurt. So, of course, then that wakes you up more. But I pretty much, I'm not awake for hours afterwards. I go pretty much back to sleep.
Good. Okay.
But so I'm awake probably 3-4 times during the night. I don't know if that's bad or... Because, in between I have to get up and go to the toilet. So,
Yeah, it's not ideal. I think 3-4 times is probably more than we'd like. So maybe 1 to 2 would probably be a good... be okay. But 3 to 4 is probably getting to be a little bit higher up there. Would you agree?
Yeah.
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 as a result, you're not sleeping as well. So we want to see that improve a little bit. So thanks for that. Letting me know. All right, Joy, how's your Easter break? How did you go over the Easter with your food and challenges? What are some wins and challenges over that Easter break that you had?
Well, I just took the attitude that it was just a normal week, really. And while we did have people over twice on the weekend and we provided, food for them, I was just careful with what I ate and planned and had a smoothie one day before people arrived so that I wasn't hungry,
Good.
which I felt was a good tactic to take. I mean, I still drank my herbal tea and they had tea. It was just hot cross buns and we had a baguette with some cheese and tomatoes on, but I didn't have any of that. And so really that was the only challenge. They did bring chocolate though, but I haven't had any. Not one piece of chocolate passed my lips over Easter. And in fact, someone bought me the most beautiful little... Oh, I'll show you. I can show you.
Yeah, sure.
It's from Cisco. Have you heard of Cisco chocolate?
No, I can't say I have.
No, well, it's of course, they've opened a shop in town, haven't they? And actually, if you're ever up here, it's worth going to just to see inside because they had it custom made, and the architecture is just beautiful. And it's all timber in the ceilings, and it's really high. And they do all They were in Melbourne, and they've moved their operations to Trentham.
Okay.
And it's beautiful, but this little very thin Easter egg with hundreds and thousands on it, so a freckle egg.
Yeah, nice.
I thought it was dark chocolate when I looked at it, but it says it's milk chocolate on the top.
Yes.
42%. So, but it's really lovely chocolate. But as you can see, untouched.
Keeping it sealed. Keeping it sealed and for display purposes only.
Yes, exactly. And someone else brought a little lint bunny that I just gave to Kent, and he had that. Yeah. But he's been good. He didn't. Apart from that, he hasn't had any chocolate either.
Yeah,
he has had everything else, but not that.
Good. So standard week, no chocolates or hot cross buns across the week. Easter with no chocolate and good. Oh, that's a great win. Fantastic. Good.
Yes.
Would you say your meals have been a little bit over this week, more than normal? Have you seen that a little bit under? The foods that you usually have with routine have been a little bit off as a result as well? Any changes there?
No, not really. If anything, it's probably been a bit under, but I don't know what I've had. I don't know.
Okay, great.
It's hard to say. I mean, I've had the puddings, but not every day.
Yep.
I think I've only had one smoothie this week, so I could probably increase that. I have had some jerky, but only like 3 pieces of it if I've really felt I really need something, so I've just gone for that.
Okay.
I'm still having the bone broth.
Good.
I'm more conscious of the water, so I'm having the water. But I'm still, I made those little mini quiche, bacon and egg quiche, but you lay half a strip of bacon in the bottom of a muffin tin.
Yep. And
just put an egg with a little bit of the low-fat milk.
Yes.
So I made half a dozen of those.
Fantastic.
So they don't have taste, so they're like a baseless quiche.
Yeah, good.
So one day I had 1 quiche and salad.
Yep.
And then another day I had 2 of the quiches with the salad.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
Because I figure once you, and I used I think 3 eggs to make 6, so like half an egg. So I could probably have had 2 of them each time, I guess. I don't know, how many eggs should I have in one session? Like if I had like a boiled egg or scrambled eggs, I've only been having like the equivalent of 1 egg, or could I increase it to 2?
I think
I don't know.
I think you can increase it to 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think the quiche is a great idea. However you like, if you want to be a little bit more, if you have a little bit more time to make them or bake them, that's totally fine. You can just have them boiled or scrambled as well. So, you know, that's okay as well. It doesn't really matter. But in terms of portions, I think you just want to eat towards your goal. So, if you're having 1 to 2, I think that'd probably be safe. And we just want to keep reevaluating and assessing how that's affecting our hunger, our appetite, our energy. And, you know, those foods are good sources of protein, good sources of healthy fats. So I would say more of those foods are good, and probably, perhaps you're not eating anything too bad, but I'll probably say, you know, less of the processed foods or less of the unhealthy foods and more of the whole foods types. So things like eggs, you could definitely eat more of them if possible, you know?
Yeah, and that's what I'm conscious of. Yeah. So I've been doing that.
Yeah. To answer your question, I mean, to just go based off your hunger levels and make sure that if you have room to have another egg in a day, maybe you can have another one. So it could look like 2 serves for breakfast, or it could be 1 serve for breakfast and 1 for an afternoon snack or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
okay.
So it goes from there. You had a little bit of homework. You had a little bit of homework there, Joy. So your homework was to just have a little bit of a food journal and start. So how did you go with that?
Yeah, fine. I've just been scribbling it into a
paper and pen. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, paper and thing.
Good.
I like a diary.
Good.
And I did 1, 2, 3, 4 days.
All right, great. So looking
I didn't do it every day.
So let's go over that activity now. So looking over those 4 days, what is the similarity for breakfast? What is the
pretty
key?
Much the key thing, well, it's still my fruit and yogurt.
Fruit and yogurt is the main thing for that. Fantastic.
Yes.
Good. Next. What is the next similarity or trend that you're seeing after breakfast?
Then after that, it's either I'll have some chicken breast, or I had the quiches this week with salad.
Yep.
And it's usually lettuce and rocket. About 3 cherry tomatoes, some feta, beetroot, celery, and avocado.
Yep. Good.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Good. Next.
And then I have like my herbal cup of black tea, herbal tea. Then.
Good. So over the past 4 notes that you've taken, what are the similarities that you're seeing or key differences?
Well, I'm not really seeing any. Well, one. Do you want to go on for the rest of the day, or?
Yeah. So just flicking through those 4 journal notes that you've taken, we want to check each day and see any similarities or see any key differences. So we've started with breakfast, and then we've worked our way through the lunches, and now for afternoon tea, we're having the herbal teas. So keep going through that list, and let's just keep tracking and see if there's any similarities. If there are, what are they? If there are differences, what are they also?
Oh, okay. Well, one of the days I had the egg and bacon quiche.
Yes.
And another day, yesterday, we had scrambled eggs with some bacon, and I had it on one of those low carb keto wraps.
Yes.
I think I had one of those.
Was that for breakfast or lunch?
Yeah, that was breakfast.
Yeah.
And then obviously I'm having water in between as well. The herbal tea.
Yep.
Then I tend to. This day, Saturday, was the lunch was the chicken breast with the salad. Then after that, I must have felt hungry after that, so I had a handful of mixed berries. Then I had my cup of bone broth. So I tend to have that later in the afternoon, maybe about 4 o'clock-ish.
Mm-hmm. What time's the herbal tea as well? Same time?
Yeah, usually.
Just alternating, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then for dinner, one night I made the shepherd's pie.
Mm-hmm.
So that had vegetables in it as well, and a soda water with that. Oh, I can tell you, I actually weighed how much of the shepherd's pie I had.
Yeah.
That was with the cauliflower mash.
Yeah, nice.
247 grams.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. Is that with minced meat in it?
Yes.
Beef mince?
It was a combination of beef. Must have been pork and lamb. Kent Porter, yes. So I made a big batch of it. So we kind of had it for a couple of days.
Very nice.
That was coming to work, yeah. Yes. And then later at night, I have a herbal tea, probably around 9 o'clock-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Then another night, Kent made pizza, and I used one of those low-carb wraps as my base.
Mm-hmm.
And that had chicken, bacon, and pepperoni. And protein cheese.
And protein cheese. Okay, awesome. All right, good.
And then
Right, good.
another day, I must have felt hungry in the afternoon. No, because I didn't have much for lunch. Why was that? That was Monday. Must have been busy on Monday. Because I had 3 pieces of jerky. Like I had my normal fruit and yogurt for breakfast. I had my tea, then I had water, and then I must have felt hungry and had 3 pieces of jerky. And then I had 3 slices of chicken fillet and 3 plain corn thins. That's all I managed for lunch that day.
Yep.
Then I had water, and then I had 2 dates, 3 dried apricots and 7 almonds. I mean, I'm really specific, aren't I?
That's good.
Water, bone broth. Oh, and we had a half a roast lamb that I baked. No. That must have been. Anyway, because I've got here, I had it with salad. So we must have had roast lamb for dinner the night before. That's the day I didn't keep a note. So I just did a roast lamb the night before, and like a tray bake thing, which had all the veggies in it with the roast lamb. And then this that must have been for dinner the next night, but cold, leftovers. So I had 90 grams of the roast lamb with salad, lettuce, tomato, carrot, the usual stuff, celery, feta, beetroot, and soda water. That's not on the salad, of course.
All right. Thanks, Joy. So Look, it's an interesting activity you've done, and hopefully you've learned a lot from that, from doing that. Okay, so
But then I've got another day.
yeah, let's go through it.
Yesterday.
Mm.
So yesterday, that's the day I had the equivalent of 2 scrambled eggs, like 2 eggs scrambled with 2 pieces of the mid-cut bacon, and on the keto wrap. So that was yesterday, and that actually we had a really late lunch yesterday. Because of that, I didn't feel hungry. I had my cup of tea with that as well. That's with my normal tea with the low-fat milk. Then I had water. Then I had herbal tea, but this was all later. Then I prepared the night before. I had my flaxseed pudding with 2 strawberries and a third of a banana and water, and that was really my lunch, because I didn't have that until about 2:00 or 2:30 yesterday. Then I had water, bone broth. Then for dinner, because we were going to this talk in town, we had to have dinner early, so I made a san choy bao for dinner. So we had that. We were eating that at like 6:00.
No worries at all.
Water and then herbal tea.
And did you feel hungry? Yeah, afterwards you had a herbal tea. Okay, good. All right. A lot in there. So thank you so much for doing that. What's something you're noticing, Joy, from the foods that you're having? What's something that you're noticing from the journaling?
I don't know. I'm pretty consistent.
Yeah. What are 3 things that you notice? So consistency, yeah, great. 1. When you say consistency, what specifically are you consistent with?
Well, breakfast I'm pretty consistent with. Lunch is, most of the time I am, depending on where I am and what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I probably haven't had as much salads for lunch this week as I did the week before. The bone broth I'm being consistent with, and dinners is hit and miss depending on who's cooking. But I'm careful although Kent's improving, so I think we're both really conscious of what we're having at night time as well now.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. How does the protein look across the 4-day journals? Do you think you're getting enough in? Do you think, how would you rate your score with protein out of 10? 10 being really good.
Well, pretty good. I probably haven't increased it as much as I'm probably having as much as what I was having before. Probably maybe even a bit less. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, with that, I'm noticing definitely some room to improve the protein amount. It is consistent, and there is some protein in each of those meals, which is good. We're looking at the scrambled eggs for breakfast. We're looking at the yogurt. We're looking at the chicken for lunches. We're looking at the bone broth for mid-afternoon, and then some protein options for dinner as well, which is great. For example, the roast, the low-carb pizza wraps with chicken, the shepherd's pie with the pork and the lamb mince. So there seems to be protein in every single one of those meals, which is fantastic. Okay?
Yes.
So there's some good consistencies. Also, what's also consistent is also your morning routines with breakfast and lunch. However, the dinner is, I wouldn't say hit and miss, but it's a bit less predictable because it depends on, like you said, who's cooking and what is for dinner. Because there seems to be a lot of alternating between san choy baos or shepherd pies or whatever it is for that dinner. Okay, good. All right, so that's kind of the nutshell and summary. So now let's look at our results or how that's affecting our goals. Our goal is to achieve about that 10 kilos, okay? So how has the trajectory been this week after recording and journalizing all those foods? So how has the progress been going? Last week's check-in, we were averaging about 79.05 based off 4 data points that we had. How many measurements do we have this week?
Right. So last Saturday the 4th, 78.8.
Yep.
Sunday 78.2.
Yep.
Didn't do Monday. Tuesday 78.3.
Yep.
Wednesday didn't do it, and today 78.1.
Nice. Thanks for that, Joy. Great. So that gives us an average of 78.35. Cool. Which is 700 grams less than last week's weight of an average of 79.05.
Okay.
So
well, that's promising.
It is. It is. So let me just share my screen here. So last week 79.05 based off these 4 measurements, these data points, we saw a lot more 79s. So we saw 3 79s last week.
Yep.
178.9. Now this week we saw a lot more 78s.
Yes.
Look at that. Awesome.
Yes.
So if we spread across, when we first started, 81.76. So we're down about 3.5 kilograms. Which is great.
Yeah.
Slow and steady, but steady is consistent.
Yes, very good.
Very good. Very good. So nice and steady. Your run rate's about half a kilo a week. So in this week we're about 700 grams. So that's really good steady run rate. So we'll say minus 700 grams, 4.7 kilos, which is good. All right. Nice work. So anywhere between 0.5 Joy to 1 kilo is good. So this is the tier, low end here, the higher end here. Okay.
Sorry, show me that again. I wasn't really watching.
That's okay. So per week, this is the run rate. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yep.
For the run rate, this is what we're aiming for. On the lower tier, 0.5. On the higher tier, 1. So you're sitting in between that, or more towards the. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
To break that down for you, okay. So what we did is we just reviewed our journal. We looked for the consistent trends. We looked at ways we can optimize it, and then we looked at the results, how these actions on a daily basis have resulted in our goal. Okay, so 0.7 per week is good, based off all that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So keep doing what you're doing. Keep that tracking of that data. 3 data points, 4 data points, wherever you like. Just let me know. We'll record it. I'll monitor it and show you the comparisons. On your end, the breakfast is the most consistent, which is fine. The lunches are consistent, which is fine. You're getting protein in every meal. My recommendation is, can you up that? Because you mentioned it's been a little low, so staying consistent and see if you can maintain or up that's going to be really important. And as for lunches, just keep monitoring your portion sizes too, because they are the variable only in the week or in the day. It's the only variable that can hit or miss with our goals that we're trying to get to. So it's good that you're weighing it. For example, shepherd pie was 247 grams. You weigh that, which is fantastic. I think doing that will keep you more accountable as well.
Yes.
So you can still have that because it's the enjoyment of having the unpredictable dinner and having that time to cook and make that, which is fine. But I think being really mindful of the portion size is what you're doing, and how you can do that is using your eyes to gauge, or you can have a more measured approach by weighing that and just having a rough idea of how much you're going to stick to.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Very good. Yes.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, perfect. I don't see anything wrong with that, which is good. You're getting the results from that at 0.7, so it goes to show that it's working well.
Good.
Good.
Excellent.
How do you feel about it all?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting results, so so it is worth it. Yeah.
Good. You can take a little bit of a break from that tracking in terms of the journaling this week. So those habits still seem to be consistent, so it's okay. Just going forwards, just be mindful of the dinner portions that you're making ahead for the week, okay? Because that is our only variable, and that variable can be the tipping point that gets our weight consistently averaging downwards or stalling the weight to be the same.
Yes, understand.
Does that make sense? Yeah, that's the only variable.
Yes.
It's not consistent. So depending on the night of what we're having, that could be our hit and miss. Is that clear?
Yeah.
So the only way to manage that is to be sure you're sticking to that portion size and you're being consistent on it, and assess the hunger cues as well. Like, are we eating more than our body needs? Are we eating at 80% full? Are we feeling a little bit hungry after dinner? Like, these normal hunger cues should be relatively normal, okay?
Yeah.
If we eat till we're too full and we're eating excessively, then when we've known that, it's not quite aligning towards that goal that we're heading to. So it should be a little bit still hungry by the end of the night. That's going to be okay though.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to bed feeling hungry, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's a good sign. So I think that's it. We'll just stick and monitor that. Maybe review our journal maybe in another 2 or 3 weeks and see if there's any changes. So keep that piece of paper and journal there with you. Just keep it somewhere, and maybe we'll come back to that in maybe 2 or 3 weeks time. So just take a break on that. That's just fine. I appreciate that activity. Just be mindful of the dinners going forwards from this week onwards. Okay.
All right, will do.
Okay. Now that's it. Do you have any questions on your end that you like to bring up?
No, I don't think so. All good.
Cool. Awesome.
But just that the weeks are flying by. It's just incredible, isn't it?
I know. We are already into April, which is, it's just going so quick here. So I hope the knee feels better throughout the week.
All right. Thanks, Lucas.
And
you enjoy your rest of the week. Bye.
Chat to you back next week, okay?
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Joy. Take care.